Hi everyone and welcome to another episode of The Sims 4, and today I'm looking back at one of my old builds that I did in 2018 and renovating it. So you can see it here, and we've got to completely kind of strip everything back and then renovate it to something which I think is a bit more fitting. It was absolutely huge. The roofs were all over the place. I do make the building shorter. I do make the building smaller, but I couldn't lower the height because I wanted to keep the grand staircase. It was like the biggest feature of the house, and actually I kind of liked that feature, but I just didn't like the layout. So all of this hallway kind of changes layouts. I do make it slightly thinner, and bring all the walls in only by 1 square, so it's not a lot smaller, but I just think it looks a better size when it's all finished. I also add some little extra details like some walk-in cupboards, and I think the space looks a lot better when it's finished. The only room I keep pretty much the same is the living room because I really liked the layout of the living room. I just made it a bit smaller because it was just everything was just oversized in this house. So I thought if we just make everything a little bit smaller and get rid of all the horrendous features like the orange decking, I think we can do something nice with this build. And I'd forgotten all about it actually, but I just thought, yeah, let's have a go. Let's make something nice out of this because at the minute it's not working. So I don't know what I was thinking with this one. It was maybe when I'd first got all the packs and I went wild with them. I don't know. But it just didn't really work. So a lot of it was stripping it back, making it a little bit smaller. Not massively smaller, but definitely the upstairs has got smaller. And yeah, I just think it's a bit more in proportion. It's still a huge building, but I think in the end it looks better than it did at the beginning. Although it's a completely different style. We've gone from this ultra modern, horrendous brick block to it ends up like an industrial renovation build. So maybe it's been stripped back to the brick and they've taken it from there. But actually, I think with the brick and the industrial kind of look, it really works. It looks really, really good. And we've got some industrial features included in there. One of the guest bedrooms, I've even done an industrial theme just to keep the vibe of the building, some of it inside. The rest of the rooms are a lot more modern, but yeah, this guest room, I thought I'll do it in the industrial vibe just to kind of emphasize the fact that it's a renovated industrial building. And also I've kept a couple of pipes and things showing that looks like they've been kept from when it was, I don't know, factory or whatever it was before it's been turned into a residential house. I've also added this little bump out on the front which looks like it's been added to the building. I think it gives it a bit of a different look, and also it meant I could use a different texture on the outside as well. So we've got a lot of exposed brick and then we can use another texture on there. But yeah, a lot of it was just removing everything and starting over, because it was a bit of a hot mess, to be honest. I don't know if there's a nice way that you can put it. Also, I really debated putting some custom content in here because the sofas in the custom content sofas are so much nicer than the ones we've got in game. And I just thought, well, for people to be able to use it, I really need to use the sofas that we've got in game. So I did end up swapping them out, but I think I'm going to do some builds with custom content, because we've got so many amazing pieces and it's just a shame not to use them because obviously the content creators put so much effort into them. And I know it's not available for console, but I just think there's just so many amazing content creators for custom content that I think just some of them need to be shown. So I'm going to do some builds with them, but I won't do every build with them. And then at least there's a bit of a mixture because there's plenty of people who show their builds who use no custom content. So obviously, if you're on console and you could just skip the custom content ones if you are on console. But I just think when there is so many amazing custom content pieces to choose from, then I really do want to use them in some of the builds, especially in things like apartments. I think the custom content works really well in apartments. So yeah, I just wanted to put that out there that I will be doing some builds with custom content, but again, I'll still be using some just like this that are just content within the game, and hopefully you like a bit of a mixture. Fingers crossed anyway. So yeah, we've got the brick texture going on there now, and I think this is the same as the last build, the apartment build. I've used the same brick in that one because I think it's got a really nice colour, especially in the sun. It's got this kind of reddy orange tint to it in the sun, and it looks really nice. So I've used that same brick, and then the rooms that I've kept the same are pretty much the same layout as the games room, because there was a games room with some sports equipment and the blip block thing, which I very rarely use, but I thought actually no, I'm going to use that. I'm going to keep it in the game, and then we'll keep the games room and we'll keep the living room, and everything else pretty much changed. So yeah, we've still got the 3 floors, but they completely changed layout. We had in the middle, we had like a courtyard that was in the middle of the housing that it was kind of hidden from view. So you had this courtyard surrounded by rooms. So you didn't really get any light in it because it was surrounded by the building. And I just thought it's actually such a strange layout and such a weird space that it didn't really work, so I got rid of it. And yeah, we've ended up coming up with this, which I think it lets a lot more light in the building. Bearing in mind with these big buildings, when they're quite deep, it's hard to get light into the middle of it because the windows are so far from the middle. So having light coming in from all sides, it just helps light the building up and keep it feeling like really light and airy. And it can be difficult actually to keep it feeling light when it's got so much space inside it. It's like you've got these light pockets where the windows are, and then it's just darkness inside. So I've tried to keep it feeling a bit more light and airy. The kitchen's probably the darkest room, but because it's got a lot of artificial light in there, and it's got a lot of furniture in there as well, so it doesn't feel dark. But obviously you'd need the lights on in there because it is a big room. So is the living room actually, but it's got windows at the side of that one, so it seems to let quite a bit of light into the living room. And I've tried to use different windows. I haven't used the same throughout because I thought, especially in such a big building, it would have just looked really awkward. We've obviously got the big window at the front, which is a big feature. I've used a lot of the Machina windows, and then we have got some of the eco lifestyle windows, a few of the different ones actually. We've got the main panel one, which is just like an oblong, and then we've got some of the bigger square windows. And yeah, I think the different styles have worked on this build, and I've also incorporated some of the shutters from the Island Paradise. I can never remember the name of the packs, but the Island pack. I've used some of them just to give it a bit of privacy in certain areas. And also from the outside it looks quite nice because instead of having just these plain windows, you've got a bit of a mixture of the shutters and the plain windows. So it does give a bit more variety to the building. So yeah, I kind of like that. Also on the ground floor, so we've got the big living room, which I kept the same. Pretty much altered a couple of colours and added some curtains and things, but pretty much kept the living room the same. We've got the big kitchen, which kitchen gets a complete renovation, and then instead of just having a separate dining room, I've got a kitchen dining room, so it's all in one, and then we've got an office with its own bathroom. So it could be that this family, I don't know, the main breadwinner works from home, so they've got a set office. There is a smaller office on the top floor as well, but this one's quite a grand office where you'd maybe have clients come to the office, so they'll come to your home, and there's like a seat for them, and it's very grand, like, you know, you're trying to impress the people that you're working for. So yeah, I think that office, it would work really well for if you're going to do one of the home careers that you can do from home. So yeah, you could change the colour scheme. I've gone a bit bold on the colour scheme in that office, but obviously if it's not to your taste, you could just change the colour. I've gone quite a lot of yellow and black, which might not be to everyone's taste, but I thought it looked really modern, and this build is generally pretty modern. yeah, we've got these quirky features with the industrial, but on the whole, it is a pretty modern build. So I hope you kind of like that aesthetic. But again, if you're not keen on the colours and stuff, just leave a comment below and let me know. But colours are easy to change. It's more like the feeling of a building, I think. I've also tried to add a little bit of landscape into this, so it's not a completely flat lot. I know that it doesn't look like much. I think it just adds to a little bit of the oldie wildness of it, and also you've got these different levels, so you'll come in from the flat level at the front, but you go in and it's level with the back of the building because that's raised up. So oh, excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat. So yeah, so we've got these different levels and there's a little bit of texture to the garden. Also, if you saw at the beginning, we had these ponds at the front, which I got rid of. And I really did still want a pond in there, but I just didn't think it worked at the front of the building. It didn't fit with the building. I think it works more in like a country type aesthetic. So the ponds have gone, and I do add a new pond, but you'll see that later on in the build. Also, because it was such a huge build, I've cut quite a few of the rooms out, but I've added plenty of screenshots at the end so you can have a look at them. And again, feel free to have a look at my Sims 4 gallery. It's the same username, so Simmerhayls. You can have a look at the builds, download them, have a look round and see what you think. I kind of hope you'll like this one because it took me so long to do. Even though it was a renovation, I think it took me longer than a normal build. So I really do hope you like this one. With the kitchen, I must have changed it about 3 or 4 times. It had loads of different counters, custom content ones, all varied. And in the end, I have gone for these quite plain looking ones, but I think they work well with the building. And there's a lot going on in the kitchen. The 2 double ovens, I really wanted them as a feature, but they're not usable. But there is one hidden behind the breakfast bar on the other side of the counter that you can use. So there is one that you can use, and the others are for decoration. But I think it's more, especially in a big kitchen, it's more likely you'd see the ovens like that. So I did want to include it to make it look a little bit more realistic. But obviously they're just for show, and then you've got the original one under the counter that you can use. And then we've got the flat oven top, and the very bold kind of dining area in the kitchen with the bar area, although that's just a decoration piece. And then the fire with all the fake flowers in, I thought that was, it's just a bit of a kooky feature. But like I say, if you don't like specific things, you could just take them out and just have a plain fireplace. But these are all just quirky designs that I like to add. So yeah, if you don't like a specific element, you could just whip that out and then put something that you prefer in there. This is the office, then the downstairs office. So this is the main one. The upstairs one is just a really small one. There's not a lot in that one, but this one's the main one. So you've got all the books, you've got a big desk, a little seating area for your clients who you might ask to visit. I don't know what kind of job they do, maybe a lawyer or something, I'm not sure. And then you've got a little bathroom downstairs as well, so if clients need to go yourself, then you've got a bathroom in your office. And then you've got the seating area, and also I do a big plaque like the name of the business or something. I do that on the wall. So yeah, I kind of think this has turned out pretty cool, this one. But again, I know the colours are a bit out there, so if you're not keen on yellow, you might want to just swap some of the colours up. But it's easy to change like the colours of the curtains or the chairs or anything, so I don't think it'd be a big job to just switch it up. But why not have a bit of colour? Just go a bit wild, and yeah, I just think why not? Why not? Yeah, let's go for it. So yeah, this is the wall plaque. I start off with this picture, but I really wanted to make it kind of a feature with the company name on. So it was a bit of fiddling about. I had to delete the wall a few times to get the name in place and get the wall pieces behind the name so that they was kind of centered around the name. So it was a bit of fiddling about, but I think it's worth just spending the time doing that so that you get the nice look at the end. I don't know. Again, I think it's just one of them. Some people will like it, some people won't. But hopefully you like this idea and it might give you another idea. I've tried to use some of the other picture frames, but this one seems to work the best with a lot of the words that we've got because it's really long. But I suppose you could combine different ones to get like a black border or something. But yeah, that picture seems to work really well. I'm just trying to clutter the downstairs up a bit. As you can see at the minute, there's custom content in there, but I do remove that and switch it out with in-game sofas. But I do think these ones look better. I think these custom content ones look so much better than the ones in-game. So again, on some of my future builds, I'm definitely going to do something with custom content because there's so many amazing pieces out. This is the game room. Again, not much work to this one. I kept the shelves with the funky little statues on, and really kept it very similar to how it was, just a bit of decoration and some rugs in there. But otherwise, yeah, I've kept it pretty much as it was because I thought it's kind of a nice room, and there's plenty of room in this build to have a games room, so I thought why not have one. And then this is next to where the guest bedroom, the industrial guest bedroom goes. I'm not sure if that's on camera or not, so if you don't see it, you'll see a picture of it at the end. And then we've also on this floor, we've got a laundry room, we've got a good family sized bathroom and 2 children's bedrooms. One of the children's bedrooms is a twin one, it's got 2 beds in, and the other one's just a single child's bedroom with plenty of clutter in there. And yeah, that's all for this floor. So you've got 3 bedrooms, 1 double, 1 twin and 1 single bedroom, laundry room, bathroom and a games room, which is quite a lot really for the first floor. And then on the upper floor we've got a master suite with an ensuite bathroom, and we have a spare bedroom, an office and another bathroom. So for a top floor, I think there's quite a lot on there as well. And also there's a balcony overlooking the area, and I've kept the industrial flooring for that one, so it looks a bit chipped away, and then they've just added their furniture to that balcony. So yeah, there's plenty up there. I think it's a nice little space to go and relax, that little balcony. We're on to the master suite now. So this stays very white. I wanted it to be really bright and really luxurious, and I think the white aesthetic just gives it that luxury feel. So, and there is the walk-in wardrobe, and then you've got this kind of lit up one as well, so that maybe that's where you put your like favorite items in that one, and then the others are kind of stuffed away in the other closet. So they've got plenty of storage in this this master suite. They've also got a seating area with a TV and a little dressing area as well, so there is a lot in this room really for the master suite. They've also got the luxury robes hung up. So I think if you've got a house like this, you must have a fair bit of money. So that's why we've kind of gone to town on making sure the bedrooms feel like they're expensive. And then I did want them to have a route onto the balcony separately, but in the end I just thought it's kind of wasted space, all this area. So I take those balcony doors away because they've got a door into the hallway, so it's only like one extra door for them to get onto the balcony. So yeah, I got rid of that, and then we've got a bit more storage in that corner. And also to mention for this room, I've used a lot of pictures off the gallery. So we've got, if you go onto the gallery and just search art, a lot of the art will be tagged as no CC, and if you put that in your game, you can upload a build and it's not tagged as CC because they're just kind of artwork that Sims have painted, so it's not classed as CC, and then you get all this different artwork that you wouldn't have in the game normally. So it's a really good way to get some different art, because using the same pieces all the time can get just gets a little bit boring, and I think there's so much variety on the gallery. So that's available for console and PC players. So yeah, if you want some different art in your game, have a look for just search for art on the gallery, and there's so much on there for you to choose from. Like I said, this is the little office on the top floor, and it is very small, so there wasn't much to show. There's just a desk and then a little desk for a fan and a bookshelf. So again, just nothing special. One thing I did love from the original build was the little greenhouse. So I wanted to recreate that, and I've gone for, I'm not even sure if it's the same size, but we have got a little greenhouse in here. I think it might be a bit smaller actually than the original one, but there's still plenty of space, and you could add a few more things in there if you wanted to have a few more plants. There's a bit of room left at the end for you to add some plants. Also, we've got the flower making table, so you can do flower arrangements in there. The planters you can use. Yeah, I think there's a bit of variety, and you've got all these plants that are just decoration, so you don't have to do anything with them. But I just think it adds to the look of a greenhouse, like they're keeping loads of plants. So yeah, I think that's kind of a nice little feature, and I wanted to keep that. I think it's nice that I've kept something other than the living room and the staircase. We've got the greenhouse as well, but pretty much everything else changed or got deleted. So yeah, we've kept that, and then I've used one of the new pieces from the kit, the flower kit that we got, and I've just kind of hidden the greenhouse a little bit with that. So you've got this decoration in front of it just to hide it a little bit. I think greenhouses can be a little bit ugly, so it was nice just to add a decoration in front of it that just gives you that bit of a barrier. One thing I really took my time on with this build was the landscape, and I really wanted it to look like it belonged around the building. I thought with the original building, the landscape just didn't suit it at all, and I didn't really put much effort into the garden and everything at the back. So this one's been made a bit smaller. It's not to the back of the lot completely, and also we've taken off some of the side, but I've made a little path that looks like it joins from the back garden to the front. And there's like a tree area at the side, a little orchard maybe. And yeah, I've added some weeds and stuff to the outside just so that it looks a little bit more natural, so you haven't just got this really well kept garden and then just plain grass. So I have tried to think realistically how it would look and how it would fit into the landscape, which I don't think I was doing back in 2018 when I created this. I know it's not a really long time ago, but obviously I do a lot more with the game now, so I think I've maybe got a little bit better at landscaping compared to how I used to be. Fingers crossed anyway. And yeah, I think this one, the landscaping looks better than it did with the original build. I'm really pleased with the garden. I've tried to make it look I just don't think it's overbearing, this garden. It fits in really nicely and every area is kind of taken care of. So I did have to extend the fence out just one block so that we could get a swing set in there. But I thought because there's quite a few kids' bedrooms, I just thought it was important to have something outside for the kids. And then we've got a few different areas, but all the areas are kind of nicely separated. So we've got this little pond, that's kind of the central viewing point of the garden. Then we've got the decking area just on from the kitchen, so you can come out from the kitchen, you've got a little undercover area but it's still outside. You've got the greenhouse, and then we get another decking area next to the pond that's kind of raised, so you get a nice view across the pond. And then we've got the bin area, which I don't know, you could put your rubbish in. There's some bikes in there. Yeah, I just think all the areas of the garden are kind of segregated, and it's kind of nice having these different areas. So yeah, like I say, this is the decking area over the pond, and I think it looks nice because you've got this raised area, and it's just a nice little seating area with a view over the fish in the pond. I have put fish in there from the country escape or country living. really rubbish with these pack names. Yeah, with the country living pack, I've added the fish in, so there is some fish in the pond. And then I've tried to add some weeds around that area because obviously it wouldn't be easy to kind of get around the back of that decking to trim your grass. So I thought I'll make that one kind of look a bit wild and overgrown at the back of there, and then all kind of forward from the pond is a lot better taken care of, because that's easier to access to clean, or do your plants or whatever else you're going to do in your garden. But I just think that's easier to access, so I've kept in front of the pond nice and clean. At the back of it is kind of a bit overgrown and needs a bit of TLC. So the rest of the build is just landscaping and adding clutter, really. So yeah, I'll just talk a little bit about what I've been doing and what's coming up. So obviously the last couple of builds I've done have just been regular builds that I felt like doing. But I've seen on Deligracy's channel that she's made a whole save where there's different challenges all in one world. So I think I'm going to have a go at that and upload the builds separately, because there's a few on there that I haven't done. There is a normal shell challenge on there, but there's a few other challenges I haven't done. So I just thought, why not have a go at something different? It'll, at least if you're bored and you don't know what to do, there's a few ideas on there that I haven't tried. So I'm going to give that a go. And I'm always looking for like different build ideas, or if there's a certain type of building that I haven't tried. Like I say, I prefer modern builds rather than traditional looking ones, but that's just my personal preference. But yeah, if you can think of any build ideas or build challenges that you want to see, then please do let me know. And yeah, I think that's all really. I think I'm trying to upload weekly, but I've just started a new job, so I'm kind of busy with that. But if I can get one upload a week to start with, and maybe up it to two, but I'm not going to go crazy because it's trying to balance out, obviously learning a new job, family time, and doing this. So I'm trying to make it realistic. So if I can do one build a week and then up it to two, then that'd be great. Because a lot of my builds are not just 10-minute ones, they're kind of lengthy, and then I've got to edit it down to try and get it into a reasonable length one where you're not sat around for like an hour and a half because there's that much footage. So I do try and cut them down to around half an hour, or this one's a little bit longer because it was just so much renovating. It just took so long to do this one. Like I said, I think this one took longer than a regular build, and this was a renovation one. So yeah, I do like to keep them to around half an hour if I can. But that's why I don't get too many uploaded, because it does take quite a while with editing and everything else. But yeah, if you are liking the videos so far, I know there's only a few on the channel, or this will be the third one I think. But if you do like the videos, then please do give it a like and a subscribe. It'll help me out, and hopefully I can grow the channel a little bit. And I just do this for fun, not for anything else. It's just, I really like The Sims, love building in it, and like to share the stuff that I do build. So if you do enjoy it, please give us a like and a thumbs up. And hopefully I'll see you in the next video, and I will be uploading again next week. So it's Sunday today while I'm filming. I'll hopefully get this uploaded today, and then again, hopefully my next video will be next weekend. But yeah, take care, have a good week everyone, and I'll see you in the next video. I'll upload the screenshots now, and yeah, I hope you enjoyed them. Take care everyone, bye.